What's good, y'all? I'm Skip, one half of the super team DeCypher. Shout out my brother DJ. Once again, better late than never. JID, Clipse, community music video. This is off of the recent album God Does Like Ugly, and coming off of the run that the Clipse had this year, which culminated in their release of their fourth studio album, Let God Sort 'Em Out, which by this time now we can admit is a classic. So I'm glad they dropped this video. This track with JID was one of the more impactful songs on JID's album, and then having Clipse on there to further add and provide a connection that JID had with Virginia in real life just added a intricate piece to his story that we didn't really have prior to. So if you like this video, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. You want to become a member, the link will be in the description. We got a series going through the top 100 albums of 2025 titled DeCypher Road to 100. So if you're interested in that, become a member and check that out. But I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. JID Community featuring the Clipse. And also, the one thing that I'm learning throughout this reaction series that I'm going through lately, music videos, they may not be marketed as much as they used to in the earlier 2000s. There are some amazing music videos being shot, from the new Coast Contra, Don't Worry, Mona Leo, Sexy Salon, just the way that the colors is flipping on this one. Chains and Whips might do a reaction to that. The music videos are visually stunning in this era. Gotta give them credit for that. Shout out to Omar Jones, the director.
The rain couldn't understand it. The pain made them understand shit. The sun tried to understand. The gun made me understand. The wind tried whispering the warning. The land shaking plus the rhythm is enormous. All the forces like a portal to a vortex, connected to the stars, just projecting where we part at. Pull up where you park at. Aim a little dark, look, where your bark at. It'd be a shame if you stayed in them apartments. 12 barely came to them apartments. Catch a play and then parlay in them apartments. I swear it's like a party every day in them apartments. You was raised in them apartments, dang. Jump a shot or join a gang in them apartments. My mama say we gotta get away from them apartments. It's graves in them apartments, and they ain't gotta end this way, cause we ain't started.
Wow. And just going back to this song, it's been a while since I listened to it, just talking about the realities of where we come from, and how 3,500 square feet of space can tell generational stories. Like, just like how he, basically personified the apartments, like gave the apartments life, and how they were fostering a lot of life and death, and like just being a silent narrator of all of the things that took place in that area, and the disregard from the justice system, unless they decided to over police. So the lack of support, but the over policing, and all of the good and bad stuff that happens throughout a lifetime of living in the apartments. Like when he said it's graves in the apartments. Crazy.
Hey, I don't give a fuck about no industry beef. Ain't nobody give a fuck when Tay was dead in the street. I don't do the shit you see on the screens. I been tapped in with true things. I peep your rap cap and I unscrew things. I don't give a fuck about them niggas at the top. The biggest nigga on the block still get shot. Pop, you thinking pop? I'm thinking, can't talk about that shit from.
You gotta chill out.
You seen Fox? Lisa Al-Gaib, I see a tiny line of silver. A way to make a play, although they say it's unfamiliar. It's off the kilter. I say the words without a filter. You gotta have nerve, it'll make you strong if it don't kill you. I'll put a bullet and Bob the fucking builder before they try and kick us out the building. What about the children? When I check a news channel, I get a similar feeling, but still, we gon' make it to heaven, high water or hell. But don't take the highways. 285 behind the damn wheel, it's like a driveway. Giving out like a give Christ, and I do it twice. Shot Gilchrist, heard thunder hit with lightning, and still I didn't feel shit. Talk about resilience, off of Stone Mount, locked on you, where I honed into my brilliance. It was after then I took my talents right up to Virginia. Heard they said that she for love, her shit was good, her shit was gritty. I could tell you what it was, but let bro tell you what I'm missing. Pay attention. What's missing?
And then, like the way that he introed it, he's like, I had time in Virginia, but my time in Virginia is nothing in comparison to somebody who actually lived in those spaces that can tell you as descriptively as I was able to illustrate what happened where I'm from, Stone Mountain, Lithonia, Georgia. Like, great imagery that JID painted to put us in a position to where we're ready to consume what Push and Malice was offering from their perspective from Virginia. And just how, like, if you look at the apartment that they're in and how the paint is falling off the wall and how everything basically looked dilapidated, but the people in there are experiencing a type of joy that the surroundings can't dictate. That in itself is powerful, and it speaks to a word that he said. It speaks to the resilience of us as a people. And that's a huge undertone of just black music in general. It's the soundtrack to our resilience. Regardless of how you take the subject matter, a lot of it is the soundtrack to our resilience. But let's go to see what Push is talking about.
Gritty. I could tell you what it was, but let bro tell you what I'm missing. Pay attention. What's missing in my hood, I identified. Then I brought white to my hood. Shit, I gentrified. We had military arms, we would simplify. Point blank, let me simplify. I've been light post, corner boy, green box sitter, crack nigga. Tryna hustle up and act bigger. 6 deuce buyer, niggas really live the wire. From lookouts, then we meteor to suppliers. Caged in, one way in, one way out. Robocops on mountain bikes, ain't pulling mace out. Just tryna get back home from getting chased out. A week ago, a boy like me don't got a face now. The apartments, the projects, the ghettos, all the same shit. Crazy how we hopscotch and double dutch danger. Between ADHD and all the pills that you gave us, how we supposed to process this anger?
The rain couldn't understand it. The pain made them understand shit. The sun tried to understand. The gun made me understand.
And how Pusha was talking about like his experience with the hood and how he was actively an agent in some of the ills that affect our community. But also, once you go deeper into it and you look at COINTELPRO and the war on drugs and CIA and their implementation into putting, you know, cocaine in our communities and other drugs, and how they marketed propaganda to change the perception of how black people were seen in the 70s and 80s post the civil rights era, you get to really understand, like, oh, Pusha T was nothing more than a product of his environment. The environment that was crafted and curated by people who wanted to hold us back for whatever reason. We can discuss those reasons ad nauseum, and we do a lot in our live streams, but it's a product of the environment, and the environment was created, shaped, and molded by somebody. And once you go up and follow the money, the laws and policies put in place, you start to get a better picture of who that is. Great verse by Push.
The rain tried whispering the warning. The land shaking plus the rhythm is enormous. All the forces like a portal to a vortex, connected to the stars, just projecting where we part at. Pull up where you park at.
Let's go, Eugene.
Aim a little dark. Where your bark at?
My ghetto's not your culture. Niggas really die here. So hard to say goodbye. Is the only.
That line right there. My ghetto's not your culture. Niggas really die here. Like, that goes into the whole thing with the commentary on Tyler now about one of the posts that he ended up liking was talking about the cannibalistic nature of black culture in relation to non-black consumers. That's exactly what this line is speaking to.
Ghetto's not your culture. Niggas really die here. So hard to say goodbye. is the only lullaby here. Kilos turning boys to men. Gotta pick a side here. Some with Jesus Shuttlesworth, some of us were Nasir's as time goes by.
And then that line, the Jesus Shuttlesworth, some of us were Nasir's, like the whole you either rap or go to the league aesthetic. Or not aesthetic, but stereotype on people from the hood. Like those are the only two methodologies that people take to get out of the hood.
It's an eye for Jesus Shuttlesworth. Some of us were Nasir's as time goes by. It's an eye for an eye here. My niggas mob deep. The fittest gon' survive here. We New Jersey drive here. Chop shop ride here. This jack in the box shouldn't come as no surprise here. You niggas rent their own street cred. Gets denied here. Section 8 living. We treat it like a timeshare. Mother, auntie, cousin couldn't tell you who reside there, but never seen a father that was government devised here.
In the timeshare, because the timeshare is owned by a group of people and they split visitation times depending on the schedule that they come up with. And then he says, I think just a bunch of different relatives. You don't know who resides here. But at the end of the day, a father is not living in these homes because that takes you off of Section 8. Like the intentional division of the family unit to get aid. That's a part of what I was saying based on the product of your environment aspect of Pusha T's verse. All of this shit is connected.
Conquer and divide here. Crash and collide. Seen a father that was government devised here. Conquer and divide here. Crash and collide here. When kings can't raise a young prince, the doves cry here. Candy lady right there. Zombie land right there. Them apartments be the perfect backdrop for any nightmare.
And then how that sounds like, is it Michael Myers? Like just going into the whole horror aesthetic. Like depending on how you look at it, this shit could be viewed as a horror film. Perspective is key, and understanding is key to having true perspective. And I also think that this phrasing is important. The title of it, God Does Like Ugly, in reference to this song. It also reminds the people on looking that the people who are born and raised in these conditions are not irredeemable. They're not inherently bad. And just because you have been trained to view them as quote unquote ugly does not mean that God doesn't love them and view them as more of his precious creations. We are all brothers and sisters under God. So the fact that you allow yourself to, perceive yourself as more quote unquote beautiful or appreciated or prioritized under God than other people is in direct contrast to this statement. And I like how JID flipped that from God don't like ugly to God does like ugly, and like use that as a backdrop to illustrate how even though everyone falls short of the glory of God, like we are still his beloved children. Beautiful. And the song Community does an amazing job of illustrating what some people would consider ugly, or what JID illustrates as ugly. And through all of that, God loves us still. It's a beautiful message. Don't judge a person by his house, book by his cover, individual by their environment. Don't attribute stuff to people that didn't ask for or put themselves in said positions. Until you walk a step in their shoes, you'll never truly understand it anyway. Great video from JID. Great verses from him, Malice, and Pusha T. If you like this reaction, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want additional content or content before it hits the YouTube streets, be sure to become a member. I'm out of here, man. Hip hop lives here, and until next time, peace.